Oh, wow. Here we go, people. Here we go. Don't forget to subscribe. As you saw it pop up on the screen, hit that notification bell and like the video. What more could I say here? You know, what more should I actually say? The NBA, this league, Adam Silver, they're giving Ja Morant the Allen Iverson treatment. I've seen the show. Ja Morant is somebody that they love because of his abilities and what he was able to do, and he has found a way to captivate. I mean, exclusively captivate the audience, the watchers. He's must see TV. He's the second most. Last year, he was number two as the most watched NBA person online when they go to clips. So when they went to clips and highlights, he was number two. Now, I don't think I need to tell people. I mean, maybe I do, but I don't feel I need to tell people like how far the rabbit hole actually is. But what they've been doing to John Morant is borderline harassment. That's it. It's harassment. John Morant against the Indiana Pacers. Now I want y'all to get this because this is crazy. Against the Indiana Pacers, they're saying Ja Morant went ahead and basically had an incident where there was a verbal altercation following the Indiana Pacers on the way to the bus. And during this altercation, the Indiana Pacers are saying that Ja Morant and his homies or whatever supposedly this was a home game too. It was January the 29th, I believe. They was playing the Pacers in the traveling party. They was by the bus near the what's that, the FedEx Forum, and it's like a slow moving SUV drove by, which Ja Morant was riding in, had trained a red laser beam on the players or some of the guy or whatever they had a problem with. After the game, the Pacers players, coaches, and supporting staffs entered the loading area to board a team bus. After 30 to 40 yards away from the bus was two parked cars packed with 4 or 5 other men. Emerged from the car, walked within 30 feet of the Pacers group, and began shouting at them. It was like the remarks directed at them by a pack of others included come get some of this. And you don't know how we roll. I'll show you what I got. Some Pacers players and others yelled back at them. According to the two people present, the players in the NBA and arena security got in between the two groups. Now, I want y'all to hear this, because this was brought up at a post game, and Ja Morant came out and answered right after this. And he was like, the NBA did an investigation, seeing that they were all capping. Still, they let an article come out to paint this negative image of me and my family and ban my brother from home games for a year. Unbelievable. Then they even got the coach to ask him after the game.
Yeah, I mean that was addressed internally. Aware of the investigation of the NBA, did a full-on investigation. We're fully compliant with it, and I think they came out with a statement saying nothing was corroborated or found. So, that's what I know, and that's all I'm commenting on.
So the NBA did an investigation. They put out a report saying nothing was found, but yet they let this report come out. Now, if this report was ever to come out to the point where they would ask LeBron James about anything that was unfounded and proved to be false or just complete cap by the NBA, why in the world would they let this come out? They wouldn't let it come out on LeBron. They wouldn't let anybody come up there on that podium and say anything that they knew was false or that they investigated and it was proven to be false. Why would they let that happen to taint their game? Why would you do that to Ja Morant if you knew, did an investigation and found it not to be true? But yet, you're going to suspend his brother from home games for a year. It's dangerous. It's stupid. All of this stuff, you're trying to paint Ja Morant like he's some type of gangster or thug. All of these reports, oh, he punched a kid in the backyard of his house and all this stuff. You're trying to make Ja Morant be a bad guy. Y'all want him to paint him as the villain. Y'all want the Memphis Grizzlies to be the villains of the NBA. But what you're doing is you're messing up business opportunities for Ja Morant. That's what you're doing. So he's got and pre-orders for his shoes that's coming out like this month. The Ja ones are almost at a record high. My thing is, why is people trying to destroy something that they just don't understand? Yet again, here we go. Everybody's trying to throw their hat in to destroy something they don't understand. You don't have to like Ja Morant. But if the man didn't do anything, I mean, I would file a grievance. But how do you file a grievance with somebody you're working with? This is where the players union needs to do their job and earn their money. Now you got all these people who are online who's not going to see anything but that article. They ain't going to hear Ja Morant say this is false and it was proven to be false by the NBA. They're not gonna hear anything about that. They're gonna say just what they're saying now, man. He's gone from extremely likable to a reckless, annoying weirdo, man, real quick. And then he's like, man, they've been 3-8 in they last couple of games. But yet, they let the Athletic run with a lie. None of these stuff was founded. I have no idea why anybody is trying to destroy Ja Morant and do anything of the sort. Like he's must see TV. He's gonna do something that you're gonna talk about on Twitter, that you're gonna share. Right. He was the most searched last year. I mean, he was number 2 in the most searched athletes last year. I think Steph was number 1. LeBron was like number 3. Well, Ja, he brings excitement to the game. So why would you want to paint him like that? Because you need somebody to be bad. So you're just going to choose Ja Morant and his team and say, you know what? I need a bad guy right now, and you guys are up. I know, I'm sorry, but I need you guys to be bad right now. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's reckless, too. Well, when you deal with the people that you normally deal with, it becomes crazy. You have so many different people coming with all the nonsense they do. They always say something stupid like, "Yeah, I heard what he did the other night. I heard he came in and he hit somebody and flashed a gun or something at somebody." The story's always going to get flipped around, and that's the bad part about it. I've never seen anything like that personally. You know, I think everyone else is going to be utterly surprised with what they come up with, but me, it's a bunch of nothing. I've seen the NBA take Allen Iverson, use him for his popularity, put him in the NBA Finals because they had no one to rival Kobe Bryant, and then all the activities that happen around Allen Iverson. Like Allen Iverson really had activities going on around him, but they didn't know how to deal with it. He influenced an entire league, meaning the players that played in the league looked up to Allen Iverson. They was coming in like, "Yo, like you're my guy." And they went and got sleeves like Allen Iverson. All those tattoo sleeves, nobody had them in the NBA. I mean, straight up, nobody had them. AI brought all of that to the league. I hate tattoos anyway, but he brought that to the league. None of these other guys did. Well, a lot of people just didn't like make up their mind saying that. Yeah, they didn't make up their mind and say, you know what? I'm just gonna chill and relax. And I'm just gonna, be like Allen Iverson. They were actually fans of his game. And all the young players who's coming in the league was fans of him. And instead of trying to build around Allen Iverson, they went through the process of screwing over Allen Iverson and trying to steer people away from Allen to other players that came in the league. Like, you'll like this guy. He's squeaky clean. They be like, he's boring. Where's AI? They had a referee that would always call fouls on Allen Iverson, Steve Javie. He had a personal vendetta against Allen Iverson, just hated him, and was going to make sure Allen Iverson didn't have a great night. Didn't get any calls whenever he done a game. It was known that Javie hated him. It was also known, and I'm not just making that up, people. The ref that got busted for fixing games, he came out and told the whole world what we just didn't know at the time to be true. He admitted that he would bet on those games. He said any game Javie was reffing, officiating with Allen Iverson, I always knew that the 76ers wouldn't hit the over because Javie hates Allen Iverson and would definitely deliberately call fouls on him. He couldn't stand the guy. And then the officials, he would know if somebody was not playing or hurt right before the game. And he'll talk to the trainers and be like, he's not going to go today or he's going to be limited. He would text that back to his bookies so that they would know, like, hey, this guy's hurt. It might not, kick in. So people were accidentally getting over. They were either good or bad or both. But two things for certain, one thing for sure. They knew what they could do and get away with and what they couldn't. Now, being completely villainized, keeping Allen Iverson away from the NBA Finals, they tried to stop Allen Iverson from being famous anymore. The whole agenda is let's go behind LeBron and step away from Allen Iverson. Everybody was so worried when Allen Iverson was on Team USA. Like he was going to be a problem because LeBron looked up to him, Dwayne Wade. Allen Iverson was their guy. AI, they loved AI. And Carmelo Anthony, all of these guys was like him. MJ didn't have the tats like that. They all went and got tats like Allen Iverson. They rocking the headband like Allen Iverson. Carmelo was wearing braids like Allen Iverson. This was their guy. So when you start looking at everything in totality, you're looking at Ja Morant. Same thing. Last year, they get put out of the playoffs. This year, it looked like they were going to be probably the number one seed behind Denver, or number two, number one. They're beating everybody. And now it's like they can't win a game. And because they're at the point now where they can't win a game, or they're having problems winning the game. You're seeing that there's a lot of different angles that they're taking. Like they're taking a lot of different positions that shouldn't have been taken altogether. They're taking a more uncivil route of dealing with the Grizzlies. Dylan Brooks is looked at as a thug. You got Ja Morant, and they were making it, well, it's Shannon Sharp. He ever since then, they about to fight Shannon Sharp, so that was the problem. Well, actually, Adams has been out. And without Adams, their defensive guy on the inside, they big man, they come in and get their rebounds. It has presented a problem. Adams has been a guy that they could depend on. that they could, they don't have a backup for him, and it's hurt them. It's hurt them a lot. And as people who pride themselves on being tough and resilient, their defense has been exposed. They don't have any protection on the inside. Well, they don't have a lot of outside shooting either. So it puts them at kind of a disadvantage where other teams don't really have or possess. They have that disadvantage. And because they have that disadvantage, it's hurt them tremendously as they continue to try to find their identity and discover what kind of team they're going to be for the second half. Well, whenever it comes to the All-Star break, right after the All-Star break, you got basically 2 months of basketball left, if that, and it goes by fast. February will come and go. You got less than, 28 games? So you're going to have, March, April, May. Yeah, February is already kicking off. Next week will be the end of the trade deadline. The All-Star game will be, the 14th. Then you got like 20, 25 games maybe after that. And the last 25 games of the season, that kicks off. And after those last 25 games kick off, what are you left with? Nothing. Absolutely nothing after that. So be what you want to be and do what you want to do. I hope Ja Morant and them could get to the finals and get there, because I just want them to give the middle finger to, like all of the players. I mean, not the players, but the league, who just wants to use them for their popularity, then cast them out. They have to figure it out. They got to realize who does what at any given time. Now, people saying, oh, they the new bad boy Pistons. Well, Pistons went to 3 NBA finals back to back, like 5 straight, like NBA Eastern Conference finals. This is a team that knew what they were doing. They weren't some team that was just out there. This is a team every year was doing that when it wasn't really, you know, wasn't teams really going back 3 times in a row back then. Like, the Lakers was the first back-to-back team in years. Like, this is the first, like, back-to-back team in like 20 some years when they robbed us out of the championship. Then the Pistons back-to-back immediately. Then the Bulls went back-to-back immediately. Then the Rockets went back-to-back immediately. So it became like that was the new norm. They made it like non-special. Well, to see where the league is going now with all this cupcake crap, anybody could be a star. The only thing that's stopping people from being what they are is the decisions that they make. That's it. If you ain't got the proper decisions you're making, you're not going to survive. Meaning you're not going to win. You're going to just phase out. Well, for me, it's a little bit different. What I'm looking around and I'm seeing, tons of, I'm seeing tons of people come at Ja Morant over a fake post. Well, not a fake post, but basically a fake story. Well, when you got a fake story, this story that they knew was false, they let it leak anyway. The NBA would never do that with LeBron. I remember Kwame had brought up a situation where he said he had gotten a speeding ticket and he wasn't 21. And they were like, you should apologize to David Stern. You should apologize to, he's a kid out of high school. He's just speeding, went over the speeding limit. And now they're like, you got to apologize to David Stern. You got to apologize to this person, that person. And it's just like, this is weird. They want them to actually apologize and do all these different things and go in this notion. But what's weird to me and bizarre is the fact that LeBron got a speeding ticket. He wasn't 21. He blamed the car for going. Man, I ain't know they made a car to go that fast. And it was water under the bridge. No one cared. So just let that sink in. So, yeah, I just felt bad for Ja that he's seeing what the NBA really thinks of him. Well, again, as I implored before, it's water under the bridge, right? Or it's the same old policies where some people could do what they want to do, and other people got to be the bearer of bad news. But if you're a sponsor, you would think Ja Morant is a risk. Like he just hangs out with hoodlums and vagrants. Why would I want to do anything with him? Yeah, well, if people gotta commute, they gotta commute. But now you done barred his brother from coming to the games for a year over an investigation that proved one of two things: that it was false. So if the investigation came up, there's nothing to see here. Why is Ja Morant brother suspended from Memphis Grizzlies home games for a year? But the league let this story run to ruin his image. Would they have let this story run if this was LeBron or Steph Curry? No. So don't forget to follow this page, hit the like button, subscribe, all of those wonderful things where we tell you the truth. We don't lie to you. We give it to you straight from the gut. We don't have any alliances with the NBA. We don't have any alliances to the NFL and Major League Baseball or any of these guys to try to protect someone. So we're not protecting anybody or really against anybody. We tell it just like it is. So don't forget to follow here. Don't forget to follow Welcome to HD TV, Ticket TV, Dreamers Pro, Armand Black TV, Kwame Brown Bus Life 2.0, Kwame Brown Bus Life. Definitely check them out. Seahawks Jose Rodriguez's channel. And anybody who's a supporter of Carcino for Life channel, definitely give them a ring. Check them out. The whole nine. I'm out. Deuces.